We were in discussion. Needless to say, everybody knows there was a lot of public controversy over this. So typing this as a type 1 action is the best thing to do because of that.
By law, it's a proper classification.
As compared to an unlisted action.
Oh, yes, it'll require an EIS.
But should there be anything in there at all about, there was so much controversy over it, not only from the people who live around the area, but our neighboring town and everything. Is there anything else that should be in there?
No, this is just the beginning of the process. You're just indicating your status, or your intention is to assume that status, and you'll get into whatever studies this board or whoever turns out to be lead agency requires.
And all of these studies and this whole seeker process, there's not a dime coming out of the taxpayers, right? It's all charged to the applicant.
That is the normal procedure, correct.
Well, I'm not talking about the normal. I'm talking about the procedure now.
Yeah, and it is. That is our practice. And what I'm saying to you, I can envision a situation where an applicant, you may want to study on the Indiana bat.
Cricket frogs.
Or cricket frogs, or whatever. And if there was pushback from the applicant, and it was determined, legally or otherwise, that was a fair, legitimate criticism, then they shouldn't be forced to study, the habits of the Flicky family, for instance. Okay?
Right.
The board, feeling strong enough, you could commission your own study and attempt to pass that.
But we'd have to pay for it.
And possibly so.
Okay, in that regard, normally the applicant has an application before the planning board and an escrow. They don't today. So they're going to have to create an escrow with the planning board?
Oh, yes. Yeah, but before you would embark upon these things.
Fine. So that's where the money would come from.
Right. Okay. And the escrow has to be established and updated on a regular basis.
That's correct.
Just like everything else.
Yep.
Okay. Madam Clerk, we have a roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lyons?
Aye.
Councilman Capella?
Aye.
Councilman Newbold?
Aye.
Supervisor Bloomfield?
Aye. Motion carries. Resolution passes. Dennis, in regard to the notice of intent, do we need a motion or something authorizing me to sign this thing?
No.
Okay.
No, you're the contact individual on the board.
Okay.
For purposes of them replying to the consent or not consent, the agency designation.
All right, well, you go through item 5 for us then.
Yeah, item 5 is your resolution that notice of the agency designation of the Orange and Rockland Utilities Inc. application. Now, this application, as you know, is also for a special use permit for a electric distribution substation parcel within the town. This public hearing is still open, but it's timely that you start, again, the secret process. It just so happens this is, again, we voted to extend this. And this particular action is typed as an unlisted action, and attached to the resolution is a copy of the notice of intent, together with, again, a listing specifically with regards to this application of the involved and or interested parties.
Would someone like to make a motion on this?
So moved.
I'll second it for discussion purposes.
Sure.
Why is this not a type 1 action?
Because under the secret regulations, you can, again, subsequently you can decide to require things of that nature, studies and
Well, an unlisted action to me, and I'm talking in layman's terms, is kind of like it's a non-event, it's civil.
Yeah, no.
And I think that the type 1 action raises it to the point where maybe there's going to be some more studies have to be done, or, because we've had not as much controversy, but we certainly have had some controversy over this as well.
Yeah. Your lesser, valid point, it has to do with definitional terms under the secret regulations.
Which from a surety, from a defensibility to the public, or not legally, but wouldn't a type 1 be more prudent? I mean, you're the attorney for the town.
Technically speaking, from a layman's point of view, I would say yes, but from the seeker regulations, does not fall into one of the categories as a type 1. But you can require the same degree or level of environmental study and submissions based upon your analysis, be it in scoping or otherwise, in terms of what kind of studies you want.
Well,
it would rise to the same level.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Are we doing any harm by typing this as a type 1 action?
Or you mean, but heck, this one is an unlisted action?
No.
No, it's a type 1.
If we decided to change it to a type 1 action, would we be
harm,
doing any harm or any problem?
Harm, no.
Well, I would prefer myself to type it as a type 1 action rather than unlisted.
How about the rest of the board?
I understand what you're saying, I have no problem with the drawing, but if that says it doesn't fall in any of the categories of the type 1, why would we do that?
Well, that's what I was asking.
No, that's what I said.
Are we harming ourselves?
But by calling it a type 1? No,
Yeah.
no, but again, the reverse of that is... Right, the reverse of that is that you may be misdesignating or misclassifying it, but if what you're after is the same level of studies, you can ask it or require it regardless of how you type it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I was just kind of under the impression that unlisted.
Yeah, it's that type 1 where it has more, it's not much of a problem. It means a lot more.
I think there are...
Yeah, I
It doesn't require any difference, there's no difference.
If it can be the same way, I'll do it.
Yeah, it can, yeah.
Okay, well, I think what George is getting at is with the questioning and the concern of the public, we want to put our best face forward that we're doing the completed job. And if type 1 was more complete or whatever, then...
Well, I know, George.
Okay, well...
The level of detail of the study and environmental requests you may have, studies,
Right.
analysis or otherwise, can be
What we
identical.
type in, that's the same.
Can be identical.
Okay.
You can also even change the type at a later time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more discussion? Madam Clerk, we have a roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lyons?
Aye.
Councilman Capella?
Aye.
Councilman Newbold?
Aye.
Supervisor Bloomfield?
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, under new business, we have a resolution to hire a Molina's Realty as an appraiser. You want to go through that one, Dennis?
Okay, I'm just pulling up my notes.
Motion and seconds.
Right.
I know.
I apologize to the public tonight. What it is, it's just business that we've got to do that's built up, and it's time to do it, and it's all through resolutions. Okay?
I've got to get the, let me see if it's in my minutes. This is involving a tax certiorari which has been filed against the town. This particular one, if you remember, by prior memo, I informed the board that based upon court conferences and dates, we have 4 immediate tax certiorari which are proceeding very quickly to trial. 3 of them, the petitioners are not and have not initiated their appraisal work. So by definition, they're not ready. So there'll be a joint application to adjourn or modify the court's scheduling orders. This particular one, the petitioner has commenced preparation of their appraisal, which requires us to accelerate our timeline. And this particular property is presently known by ownership as the Allerton property, Section 4 block.